A new front line is erupting in Syria, and it has nothing to do with ISIS or Iran. This time, it's about the Druze, a small, secretive minority, and Israel's controversial military campaign to defend them. So who are the Druze? Why is Israel launching airstrikes deep into Syria? And how does this clash impact fragile regional diplomacy? This week, the Syrian military enters Suwayda, a city in southern Syria and a stronghold of the Druze minority. Why? To suppress violent clashes between Druze militias and local Bedouin tribes. At least 30 people were killed, with more injured as the violence escalated. The twist? Islamist militias allied with Syria's new government joined the offensive, prompting Druze leaders to call for international protection. Enter Israel, which responded with airstrikes on Syrian government positions. Yes, Israel is now bombing Syria, including its capital Damascus, to protect a group that lives on both sides of the border. Why? The Druze are an offshoot sect of Islam dating back to the 11th century. They are Arab, deeply secretive, and fiercely independent. They don't accept converts or intermarry. About 1 million Druze live in West Asia, mostly in Syria, Lebanon, and Israel. Roughly 20,000 Druze live in Syria's Golan Heights, a region Israel captured in 1967 and annexed in 1981. Most refused Israeli citizenship and still identify as Syrian. Across the border, over 130,000 Druze live in northern Israel. Many serve in the Israeli military and security forces. They are integrated, influential, and loyal to the Israeli state. That's why Israel considers the Druze not just neighbors, but brothers. On July 15, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel is committed to protecting the Druze, calling it a matter of deep brotherly alliance.
אנחנו פועלים גם בסוריה היום, מהבוקר. יש לנו מחויבות לשמור על אזור דרום מערב סוריה כשטח מפורז בגבול ישראל. אנחנו לא נרשה לחזור למצב שמקיימים לנו שם לבנון שנייה. ואנחנו גם מחויבים לשמור על התושבים הדרוזים. אנחנו עושים זאת באמצעות פעולות עצימות. אני מקווה שלא נצטרך לפעול יותר. זה תלוי מאוד במה שמבינים וגם עושים וגם לא עושים בדמשק.
Israel launched fresh airstrikes on Syrian forces, advancing into Suwayda. And when Syria refused to back off, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said strikes will continue and even intensify.
האינטרסים שלנו בסוריה הם ידועים, מצומצמים וברורים. קודם כל, לשמור על סטטוס קוו באזור של דרום סוריה, שהוא סמוך לגבולנו גם, ולמנוע התפתחות של איומים כלפי ישראל במרחב הזה. הדבר השני, למנוע פגיעה בעדה הדרוזית, שיש לנו איתה, עם האזרחים הדרוזים כאן בישראל, קשר אמיץ וחזק.
By the night of 16 July, Israel had escalated the operation, targeting a defense ministry facility and striking near Damascus's presidential palace. But here's where things get complicated. The Syrian government, now led by Islamist-leaning President Ahmad al-Shara, has a tense relationship with the Druze. They have clashed repeatedly this year, especially over forced disarmament and limited political representation. While some Druze figures signed a ceasefire with the government, others, like spiritual leader Hikmat Al Hijri, rejected it and called for continued resistance. Al Hijri warned of a complete war of extermination against the Druze and appealed for help from the international community. Meanwhile, hundreds of Israeli Druze crossed into Syria to support their relatives, a rare move that shows just how personal this conflict has become.
نحن حاسين بضعف كبير لانه نحن عم نشوف اخوتنا واهلنا وبيتنا وعائلاتنا عم تتقتل هناك بدون ذنب ولا اي شيء لهم، فقط لانهم دروز، فقط لانهم يريدون انه يحافظوا على كرامتهم وعرضوا الارض. ولهالسبب هذا كثير نحن موجوعين من جوا. يعني انا عائلتي كلها بسوريا، عائلتي انا بسوريا، انا مرتي من سوريا واخوالي من سوريا وعائلتي كل شيء من سوريا من السويدة. فانا عم بشوفهم انه ذبحوا، كحتهم برات بيوتهم، سرقوا بيوتهم، حرقوها، وقاعد هون بدون ما اقدر اعمل شيء. فكثير شيء صعب علي. هالشيء اللي نحن حرقنا محروقين، نحن محروقين من جوا، نحن عم نموت. لا لو ان نحن هناك اهون بكثير الموت اللي نحن عم نموت هون.
So where does this leave the bigger picture? Since the fall of Bashar al-Assad in 2024, Israel has stepped up its military footprint in Syria. Despite indirect talks between Israel and Syria's new regime, airstrikes continue. The US wants Syria to join the Abraham Accords, normalize ties with Israel, and rejoin the global order. Donald Trump even lifted sanctions on Syria in May 2025 to make it happen.
Yeah, it's complicated, obviously. These are historic, long-time rivalries between different groups in the south-west of Syria, Bedouins, the Druze community, and it led to an unfortunate situation and a misunderstanding, it looks like, between the Israeli side and the Syrian side. So we've been engaged with them all morning long and all night long with both sides, and we think we're on our way towards a real de-escalation and then hopefully get back on track in helping Syria build a country and arriving at a situation there in the Middle East is far more stable. So in the next few hours, we hope to see some real progress to end what you've been seeing over the last couple hours.
But Israel isn't fully on board. Netanyahu still calls Syria an extremist Islamic regime and fears any peace deal could backfire. Meanwhile, Turkey has condemned Israel's strikes on Syria.
Aynı zamanda duyduğumuz bizim kendi görüşlerimizi bu konuya ilişkin önerilerimizi istihbarat teşkilatımız üzerinden İsraillere de ilettik. Yani burada bir istikrar istemediğimizi, özellikle güneyde olan ve sivil bir takım zayiatlarla sonuçlanan, kimsenin tasvip etmediği olayların merkezi yönetimin bölgede bir güvenlik sağlayıcı tedbiri olmadığı sürece çözülemeyeceğini herkes biliyor. Oradaki Druzilerin bir kısmının İsrail tarafından provoke edilip desteklenmesi ve bir istikrarsızlık unsuru haline gelmesi tabii ki kabul edilemez. Druzilerle Bedeviler arasında vuku bulan çatışmalar bir şekilde güvenlik güçlerinin müdahalesiyle nihayete ermek durumunda. Orada her iki taraftan da sivil kayıpların önlenmesi fevkalade önemli.
At the heart of this volatile equation is the Druze, a small, proud community caught in a regional power game they never asked for.
نتمنى يعم السلام، نتمنى تنحل المشاكل. هالشي اللي عم بيصير مش منطق بخلال. كل العالم ما يصير هيك. وهنيك كلياتها جماعة دواعش بتحمل سلاح والدول فيها تساعد مثل دولة إسرائيل فيها تساعد. كل العالم فيه يساعد بس.
With bombs falling, truces breaking, and alliances shifting, the question isn't just who protects the Druze, but what this conflict means for the future of Syria, Israel, and the fragile hopes of peace in West Asia. With Farhan Khan, Bureau Report, India Today Global.